Morning. So you're going to get a rough video from me today because normally these videos are done the day before and then I edit them, upload them, schedule them for 10 in the morning. But at the moment, well, yesterday was not the greatest day. Yesterday was... it was a bad day. So I want to talk a bit about how hard it is starting a business and having ADHD. So like, I've always had ADHD, but one of the things I didn't realize is how I've coped with it over the years. So like, where can I put this? Oh, pop it. Whatever, you can see me from here, right? Oh, there we go. We'll do that. It's probably not the most flattering position, but what else? Is you come up with methods of coping, right? I always have, because, like, one of the conversations about ADHD and about, like, sort of all medical stuff in the psychiatric realm is, like, you don't have a black and white situation where, oh, you've got it or you don't have it or whatever. There is a range of things that can make it better or worse, environmental and all this jazz. You get a diagnosis based on, how severe it is, how it affects you daily or whatever. And as I say, like, different things can affect each other, there's comorbidities, all kinds of stuff like that. Anyway, I realized that I coped with it in my teen, high school, and uni days using a bunch of stuff I shouldn't do anymore. Let's just say recreational medication. And then I realized that when I came to the UK, well, the games industry is really well suited to someone with ADHD. It really is. And living and working in game studios and such, but then also the situation of how much coffee I was drinking. Like, I was taking caffeine pills. I was drinking like 10, 14 cups a day. So, and as I say, living a very chaotic lifestyle. So it was managed in a way, if you will. But then as I sort of tried to live healthy and do better, cut back on coffee, did other stuff, life got a lot less chaotic, which ironically makes it harder for me. But then COVID hit, and COVID took away a lot of my routines, a lot of the coping mechanisms I did, with studio life and everything. And yeah, just really fucked me up. So anyway, I coped, but I coped in not healthy ways, not the ways that would be approved by a professional, but they're ways that worked for me because I'm not super fond of the idea of medication. But hey, even though I'm later in life, I'm like, well, okay, I need to get this medicated because starting a company is tough. Normally, starting a company with ADHD is even harder because I don't have a lot of the things that help me cope with ADHD. I don't have the studio, I don't have other people, I don't have that external structure. I was hopeful I'd have those things, but it just didn't work out because of reasons we've discussed before on the channel. So anyway, New Year's, I resolved I'm going to get a diagnosis and I'm going to get myself medicated. There's a complication. I've had some heart trouble, and a lot of the medication is quite rough on your heart. So that's why a lot of the methods I might have used in the past, I'm not rushing to use right now because, as I say, I can't have too much caffeine, and yeah, so heart is a bit rough. It's actually really funny because multiple friends have offered me their bowl is hot. I don't normally do this with one hand on a phone. Multiple friends have offered me their ADHD meds as a trial, and I'm like, no, I want to go see a doctor and everything, because, as I say, I've got this heart situation, and I want to be careful about it. So I was like, okay, right, let's do this. You know what? Let's pop it on the fruit bowl. I don't really want to show myself eating. I go see. I try to go see my GP. My GP, trying to get an appointment with them. It takes weeks. You got to call between a very specific time, and the call queues fill up within like 5 minutes. Very much postcode lottery kind of situation. Like, I love the NHS, they do the best they can, but if you're in South London, the GPs are stacked, shall we say. You know, I do all my work and I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to fill out this ADHD diagnosis form. I fill that out. I try to take it in. They're like, oh, we can't take this. You need to make an appointment with the doctor. I make an appointment with the doctor. Anyway, it all takes like a week or so to get through to them. And they're like, no, you got to fill out this ADHD form. And I'm like, I have. Here it is. No, I'll send you ours. Turns out their form, exact same form. So I fill that out, send it to them. Nothing happens. Chase it up. Nothing happens. They're like, no. And one of the receptionists tells me, no, you have to make a doctor's appointment, otherwise the doctor won't look at the form. And I'm like, okay, that's really inefficient. Try to book an appointment. Oh, yeah, what do you want to book an appointment for? Tell them. Oh, no, that just happens. And then the other receptionist thankfully steps in and is like, no. She has to see the doctor, otherwise it'll sit. I'm like, okay. Finally get to see the doctor. Telephone call. Not even in person. They're like, okay, we'll refer you. Chase the referral. Sure enough, they botched the referral where they hadn't attached the form. The doctor fixes it, attaches the form, sends it through. This is like the 15th of January. There's a 4-week waiting list. I'm like, okay. 6 weeks go by. Sorry, no, 5 weeks go by. I contact the GP, haven't heard anything. Takes a while to get through to them, and they're like, oh no, this is just normal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Do more research, find out that the place I've been referred to under the NHS own choice scheme, which, by the way, is now getting ended. So, fuck that. They're changing it, privatization of the NHS and all this bullshit. Like, a lot of these inefficiencies are to do with privatization. Anyway, like, the whole booking scheme at the hospital, at the GP, is this private company, and it's all these US companies trying to get their fingers into the NHS. It's really fucking bad. Like, people don't realize how much the NHS in England has already been privatized. It's really, really nasty. So this clinic was waiting list. It's a private company that's making money. It's siphoning money from our taxes. It's not the most efficient way to do it. And they've got no incentive to sort of improve wait times, because as long as they've got a throughput of patients, because they want you to feel pressured to go private, and there's always this on-ramp to go private, to skip the queue, which is a whole problem of its own, because, like, one of the reasons why public transport works so well is if rich people and poor people are on the same train, the train gets good because rich people have the power to make it good, and they get frustrated and they experience it. And the moment there is a buyout method, then rich people buy out and they escape the pain. And now there's no incentive to make the thing better. It's like a known problem, and it's happening in the NHS big time. Anyway, call them up, finally get through. AI chat thing, like, get through to talk, like, on a text box with a human. They're like, oh no, you gotta wait 6 weeks. And I'm like, well, it's been longer. And they're like, oh no, but it hasn't, because we only got your thing on the 9th of February. I'm like, no, you didn't. I've got the psychiatric referral letter right in front of me, and it says the 15th of January. And they're like, oh yeah, but it might have been sent to us on the 15th of January, but we only opened the email on the 9th of February. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what the concept of a 4-week waiting list is. It's like, no, it's a 6-week waiting list. I'm like, okay. So now I've got to wait till March before I get any kind of appointment, let alone treatment, let alone anything. So I'm raw dogging this at the moment until my company's set up. And days like yesterday, by the way, where I was chasing up all this admin, and also having to fight with the HMRC tax man, because I sold some stocks when I left Adobe to like help get the funds for the company. And turns out that's a lot of money. They taxed you. And I thought, oh, because I wasn't working, because I quit my job and I wasn't working from August, I actually was kind of expecting a rebate. No such luck. So anyway, yeah, yesterday sucked. Honestly, the code I'm writing now is not hard. The fight, the struggle I'm having more than anything, and that's why I was looking at co-working spaces and everything, is this ADHD problem. It really is like 80% of the struggle I'm having right now. To the point I've even considered like hiring on an intern or something. But until we can get a publisher, I don't want to drain funds any faster than I need to. So anyway, that being said, yeah, there's an update. It's coming in hot and late, but I'm going to edit this now and upload it. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.